Hey there, I'm Douglas Ferguson, and I'm going to walk you through the Beyond the Prototype template in Mural. And this is really used to kind of examine your current situation, look at your slump that you're in, and how can you get out of it. And so, whether it's some of the tools I mentioned in the book, or even tactics that you already practice or aware of or have been meaning to put to work, we have them. You can place them in the quadrants. Now, I recommend spending a good 30 minutes at least on this activity. But John and I are going to move through it really quick just so that you can understand how it works. And John's going to be giving me really specific answers. And usually you're going to want to, as a facilitator, draw out deeper insights. So when they say something, you might want to say, "Tell me more about that," or what, or ask for other things. Go deep, go horizontal, move around, really explore it. You might even want to provide some time for solo work and then cluster and discuss as a group. It might even take longer than 30 minutes. But the point is, we're going to move really fast right now. So, John, what is what's holding you back right now? What's the slump you want to focus on?
Yeah, so I'm working on creative games for virtual meetings. And I'll say the slump is that we haven't released anything new in a few weeks in terms of new features. So um, that's been a slump.
Yeah, that does sound like a slump. So let me make sure I captured that right. You're so in this project where you're creating creative games for meetings, um, you haven't created anything new in a few
hmm
weeks.
hmm
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. And what about how do you think you got there? Like what
Mm.
caused this to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's in all things momentum, it's just about very small, consistent practices. So been doing this in found time, and because of workshops and other things I'm doing, that hasn't been a focus at the moment, and so that's lost momentum. So finding a way to make this more of a central focus. Essentially, other things are occupying my time at the moment.
So, and square number three, we're going to move on to what's keeping you there. Why? Not, it seems like you realize that's an issue. So why are we still there?
Mm. I think what's keeping me there is that I haven't found a way to what I'm doing with most of my time. So how do I make my primary time match the roadmap of what I need to do? So if I'm doing workshops all the time, could I do workshops that involve me building out more of the software so that the two complement each other rather than compete?
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if,
really fascinating.
yeah.
So perhaps like I might synthesize that into a meta um, something. I might bump it up a level and suggest that perhaps the um, the work is malaligned,
Mm.
and or so because you propose a solution there, right? And so just noting that the two things aren't complementing each other, and how might we do that? So I'd like to move on to the final step, which is what are you going to do about it? So
Ooh,
like how might we make the work more aligned?
I think I'm doing lots of workshops right now in all different categories of work and types of workshops. Whereas again, the focus of what I'm trying to do is make more playful games for teams and virtual meetings. Whereas I don't really have a workshop that is about that. So if I had a workshop that was about that, I could I could be working on that as a part of that service. And then also by doing more workshops, I would probably get intel into more meaningful games. So again, I think I can offer workshops around my vision of the tool. And then by doing the workshops, I'm working on the tool because I'm spending most of my time running workshops.
Yeah, and do you think there's a way to do that with the workshops you're already doing today?
I think so. I think I could take the vocabulary of the product vision and make that a part of the vocabulary of the services of the actual workshops. Because again, words matter, and people's eyes light up when I talk about games in virtual meetings, when I pitch the product, but I'm not including games in my actual workshops. And that's just an upgrade of taxonomy.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Well, this sounds like some really solid next steps, and that's really what the Beyond the Prototype book and workshop is about. How can we identify those slumps that we've encountered on our road to innovation? Really think about what put us there, what's keeping us there, and what we're going to go do about it. So, thanks for walking through that with me today, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you.